So in this ACT math video, we're going to cover combining ratios. We're going to take two known ratios that we already know, and we're going to combine them to create a new ratio. And this is the problem we're going to take a look at. So there are quarters, nickels, and dimes in a bag. The ratio of quarters to nickels is 6:5, and the ratio of nickels to dimes is 4:9. What is the ratio of quarters to dimes in the bag? And so at this point, you can either stop the video and try to solve the problem on your own, or you can keep going with the video and we'll get right to the solution. So in order to solve this problem, we're going to have to make equivalent ratios. And so you can take a ratio and find another equivalent ratio by multiplying both parts of the ratio by the same number. So starting off in the top left corner, you can see the ratio 2:3. There's 2 stars for every 3 hearts. And as you can see, that ratio got multiplied by 2 on the picture to the right. And in the picture below, you see that same ratio get multiplied by 3, both parts, to get 6:9. And so the whole concept I want you to see is that all these ratios are equivalent because it all says the same thing, that there's 2 stars for every 3 hearts. And that's how we're going to approach this problem. So if we have 2 ratios, we can create a new ratio as long as they have something in common. And in the case of both of these ratios, they have nickels in common. There's 6 quarters for every 5 nickels, and there's 4 nickels for every 9 dimes. But that's not enough. Not only do they have to have something in common, you have to have the same amount of what they have in common. So we need to give both ratios the same number of nickels. And so what we're going to have to do is find the LCM. Now, there are some people who can just kind of look in 5 and 4 and tell what the LCM is, but I'm going to go ahead and work it out anyway. I'm going to find the multiples of 5, and we're going to find the multiples of 4. So the multiples of 5 are 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and so on. I'm not going to keep going with this pattern, otherwise it'll go on forever. Multiples of 4 are 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, and so on. The main thing is it looks like when you count by 5s and you count by 4s, they meet up at 20. So therefore, the LCM is 20. So we can make both ratios so that they both have 20 nickels. And that's exactly what we're going to do. Now that we know that the least common multiple, or LCM, is 20, we can now go ahead and use multiplication to give each ratio 20 nickels. And so starting with the first ratio, we know that it's 6:5. And to change 5 nickels to 20 nickels, we'll need to multiply by 4. Multiplying those, that will give you a new ratio of 24:20. And so now we have a ratio of 24 quarters for every 20 nickels. Using the second ratio, we know that one is 4:9. If I want to change 4 nickels to 20 nickels, I'll need to multiply that ratio by 5. That will create the ratio 20:45. So now we have the ratio that is 20 nickels for every 45 dimes. So now both ratios have 20 nickels. So let's go ahead and finish solving this problem. So there's 24 quarters to every 20 nickels, and there's 20 nickels to every 45 dimes. So now that we have the same amount of nickels, it's easier to compare the quarters and the dimes. And so for every 20 nickels, we have 24 quarters to every 45 dimes. So therefore, the ratio of quarters to dimes is 24 to 45. Notice that that does not look like any of your answer choices. So that probably means we need to reduce this ratio. So you can also create an equivalent ratio by dividing both parts of the ratio by the same number. But I think a lot of students see it easier when the ratio is written as a fraction. So I'm going to write it as a fraction. And it looks like they're both divisible by 3. So I'm going to reduce by 3. And looks like you're going to end up with 8 over 15. So it looks like the final answer is going to be 8 to 15. So in this bag, there are 8 quarters for every 15 dimes. So it looks like the final answer is A. Feel free to visit the site mathonthefly.com, where we have over 100 ACT math worksheets that covers a variety of topics. And also join our mailing list that also give you updates on everything that's going on. We also have an ACT math book that's in paperback form on Amazon, and you can also get the PDF form on the website. Has over 1,100 problems with complete solutions, and it's a perfect guide for the ACT. With that being said, I hope you liked the video, and we'll see you in the next video.